All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frogs and cats and dogs and everything that's alive and that's a creature out there that likes to tune into StarCraft 2. Welcome to another cast here for Heart of the Swarm. My name is Promise, of course. It's been a long time since I've actually put out any Heart of the Swarm content. I apologize. There's just not much going on. People are not releasing replay packs. Pros are not willing to give out some games because, of course, tournament season basically just hit. We had MLG Dallas, of course, the championship, the winter championship, to be a little bit more specific, just completing. Of course, congratulations to StarTale Live for going ahead and taking out Flash in the finals with some really aggressive link baneling style. Not much Heart of the Swarm units, to be quite honest, but very mechanical play and just very smart play on Life's part. You're there to win, and you know, it's exactly what he did. Doesn't matter if you're gonna use new units or not. If you're playing for money, you gotta do whatever the hell you gotta do to get home with that $25,000. So anyway, we have a Terran versus Zerg that we're gonna be casting today. It's gonna be FXOGuMiHo from FXO Korea, going to be spawning in the upper left side here as our red Terran player. Of course, his opponent in the bottom right, representing Pulse Esports, which is, I believe, you know, I don't know if it's a North American team, because I've seen people on the European ladder have Pulse. I'm not too sure if it's the same team, if it's two different organizations. Maybe they're reaching out to Europeans. I'm not really too sure, but it's going to be our pink Zerg player representing Pulse, as I mentioned. It is going to be Kane. So nice little Zerg versus Terran. I love this matchup right now, guys. Zerg versus Terran is so dynamic with Widowmine play. Siege tanks are basically eliminated. I don't want to say they're gone. It's just people... It's like there's a new unit. You're going to use that. You're not really going to be going back to what you did in Wings of Liberty unless you're that player that just... I don't know. Can't really adapt to a new game. But we'll see. Gumiho, of course, a very top-end Korean. I was going to say North Korean. Whoa! Whoa, I don't want to say that word, man. It's like a word that would get you killed in South Korea. But back to my point, Gumiho is a very top-end mechanical Korean Terran. He's the guy that actually has like a towel next to his mouse because he sweats so damn much because he's so damn good. So it's definitely gonna be a fun matchup. Kane, of course, going into this game. If you guys look at both players, Gumiho and Kane, you would maybe give a little bit of a slight advantage to Gumiho just because he's a little bit more known. He has a little bit more experience. Of course, he's part of FXO, which is a very prestigious Korean team. But we'll see how this goes. So far, Kane, if we talk about openings, just going for the gas, getting his speed, or he's going to get speed rather quickly. I mean, his gas is up to 100. I would assume he's going to get metabolic boost. There it is. And this is becoming a little bit more popular in the Zerg versus Terran metagame. You see a lot of Reaper expands in Heart of the Swarm. Sometimes you see some pretty weird and awkward bio pushes. But Kane is just playing it safe. He doesn't want to be playing against any proxy Reaper, any double barracks play. Speed is going to allow him to go and deal with it. And in fact, that's exactly what Gumiho is doing. We're going to have a Reaper start to make its way towards the natural. Kane, speed is almost halfway completed, but he doesn't have a lot of links. He has... How many queens does Kane have? He has 2 queens. We're going to see one of those Reapers march their way in towards the main base. Not really going to do too much damage, but this is still rather good scouting information here by Gumiho. Gets in, spots the gas, spots that his opponent's going speed, and immediately Gumiho now is just going to not go for an attack, and that's a smart decision. Back home, he's getting his command center. We're going to see a little bit of a Hellion transition here. Still rather standard, very similar to Wings of Liberty. Sometimes you can see Widowmine play. Widowmine drops off of one base into a natural expansion. Is pretty common in Heart of the Swarm, but still, Gumiho really known for his early aggression in Terran versus Zerg, and very, very good at controlling his Hellion. So we'll see how much damage he kind of decides to do. Is he going to move towards his opponent's expansion? Is he going to play a little bit more defensive? Hellions, usually, you're going to be aggressive, so that's what I'm going to be predicting here from Gumiho. Meanwhile, back home in Kane's base, if you look at some numbers, economy-wise, 33 drones for our Zerg, 25 SCVs for Gumiho, and speed is done for Kane, and he has 9 links. So he's going to go ahead and make a little bit of an appearance, I guess. It's like a talent show or something. He's gonna just show the speed, show the links. Of course, Gumiho did scout it. We're gonna get a bunker down right now for Gumiho. Really good reaction. does not really have too many units to deal with this, and in case Kane was going for a very aggressive 2-base Baneling bust or something like this bunker would be very, very beneficial and would help Gumiho tremendously in defending anything like that from Kane. Now let's look at what the actual composition is going to be for Gumiho. He has a 3rd command center, still rather standard. Getting another barracks, getting a tech lab onto that barracks, also going for another barracks. So it looks like it's going to be bio, possibly with Widow Mines. Okay, so Widow Mines are in the production tab, so I'm assuming this is going to be like a Marine Marauder Widow Mine army composition coming here from Gumiho, which is very common right now on the Korean server, as well as basically all the servers. If you guys didn't know, North Americans and Europeans, I'm going to say most of them, not going to say all of them, they really, really like learning how to play the game from the Koreans, and the Koreans are kind of the ones that develop the metagame a little bit. Okay, Kane's actually going to be able to surround a lot of these Hellions. Gumiho, a little bit over-aggressive here with the 4 Hellions. Of course, 4 is not a large number, but once again, Kane doesn't have too many lings. All he has is 10. Gumiho now behind it's getting stim, continuing to get his upgrades. We're going to have an Overlord scout into the main base right now. Gumiho will be able to spot these barracks, spots the 3rd command center. I'm pretty sure Kane can predict that his opponent's going to be going 3CC. This is a huge map. Pretty easy to take a 3rd expansion. Of course, if you guys look at kind of the way the map's designed, this is a huge way, or a huge area, excuse me, where Zerg players can set up flanks and really do like maximum damage and surround a lot of units. And I'm really interested to see what kind of composition Kane's going to be going for. Mutiling Baneling has been very, very common, and that kind of has me thinking what Kane's going to do right now. He's getting a Baneling nest. Maybe we're going to be seeing a Spire get started here very shortly for Kane. Gumiho going to be able to control these watchtowers. So cool by Gumiho. Now this, the Widow Mine, is undetected. It is a burrowed unit for all you Heart of the Swarm noobs out there. You need an Overseer, you need an Observer, you need a scan, something to be able to detect it. And Gumiho, so smartly, just going to basically use it to control the watchtower and to see if his opponent's going to be moving out anytime soon. Kane's going to go ahead and send a Zergling or 2 into the 3rd expansion. We'll be able to confirm it. Gumiho right now still just producing bio. His stim is almost completed. If we compare upgrades for our players, Kane, does he have 1-1 completed? No, he does not. So a little bit of an upgrade advantage right now is going to be in the favor of Gumiho. A few Hellions are going to be caught out of position a little bit here from Kane. That's going to be a huge victory if he's going to be able to pick them off. He's going to have some map control, and that's a lot of Zerglings. Kane's really trying to surround them. Going to be able to kill a few. If you look at the overall units lost or units killed tab, we see 20 already killed from Gumiho. So Kane doing a really good job at controlling the map. And oh my god, 24 Banelings in the production tab for Kane, 16 additional links, centrifugal hooks of course, which is Baneling speed, very close to finishing. We're also going to be seeing these Hellions swing around once again. Gumiho, oh my god, this is so smart by Kane. This goes back to the point where this is such a large area for Terran players to defend. This is going to be a lot of lings and Banelings. Kane is not even going to win until Baneling speed is done. He's just going to make his way towards the 3rd expansion. 123 supply for our Zerg, 113 supply for Gumiho. Kane doesn't even care. He's not even going to go for the 3rd expansion. Just going to send in a whole bunch of Banelings and lings at the natural expansion. At the same time, we see a little bit of a drop here by Gumiho, moving towards the 3rd expansion of Kane. Nothing there at all to defend. More links in the production tab. A lot of drones are going to fall down. Work is lost. Up to 4 so far for Kane, or for Gumiho. He's going to be able to kill so much more, but in the main base, so much damage being done. I mean, work is lost now. 22 have been killed by Kane. 94 supply to 99. He's even going to send some Banelings here towards the 3rd expansion. So many SCVs. Oh my god, that would be so cool. Oh, so many great hits by Kane, killing so many of these SCVs. But Gumiho, both players very close in supply, 74 to 54. Gumiho is actually just going to send some more Marines here towards the natural expansion. I don't even think Kane really cares at this point. He's killing all the production, forcing these barracks to lift. We're seeing another siege tank, or the first siege tank actually being produced right now for Gumiho. He's also going to try to create some sort of a wall out. But Kane, this is basically turning into a base trade situation. And Kane is killing so much. I mean, 40 supply to 67. I want to compare Harvesters really quickly. 16 to 17, so very, very even in that regard. Lings and Banelings moving towards the 3rd expansion. We'll be able to bust up that bunker, forcing Gumiho to go ahead and fall down to 24 supplies. So Kane, I don't know how this is going to go. I mean, Kane, is he mining? His main is not mining. His natural is not mining. Okay, his 3rd. Actually, he has a few drones at the natural. But the problem here for Gumiho is he's down in supply. He has a good amount of minerals. He can make Marines, but Zerglings and Banelings pretty good against Marines. If one Marine comes out, immediately gets killed. So Kane, very, very close to winning this game. Actually, Gumiho just going to lift these barracks again. A little bit annoying, to be quite honest here for Kane. This is kind of what people do in Bronze League. They know they lost. They lift up their barracks, lift up their command center, float over to this, or wherever, I guess. This is a huge map. You can kind of just chill out in any corner you decide to do or decide to go for. But, I mean, Kane he killed every single SCV, basically. Gumiho has no SCVs, has a few Widow Mines, has a pair of Medevacs, forcing yet again another lift here by the barracks. But Kane's economy is not so good either, guys. 15 drones. He has more drones, obviously. You know, 15 is a much larger number than 0. Natural expansion is now finally going to start mining. Resources, of course, not really going to be important at this point, but you can see 700 minerals to 130. Income is going to be pretty important. We see 520 minerals to nothing for Gumiho. And Gumiho, I feel like right now he's just kind of playing around. Kane is very close to taking out such a top-end Korean Terran. We're seeing this medevac still being a little bit annoying. Of course, it has that the Ignite Afterburners ability. I like to call it Superman speed. Just flies all over the place. Very hard for Zerg players to deal with. But at this point in the game, Kane has a good amount of lings. Getting a Spire, knowing that the only way he can kill these barracks is if he has some sort of air to go ahead and deal with these floating barracks, I guess. Look at Gumiho. He's going to actually try to use these barracks to build a little bit of a wall, but these lings are going to get into the main base. Going to be able to force yet another lift. Kane is still controlling the map with these Zerglings. Does not want to have any sort of a wall out, but I feel like Gumiho can actually just land the barracks right now. Gumiho trying to control these medevacs, lifting up yet some more Marines. 4 Marines, 4 medevacs. 61 Zerglings. Gumiho has 1-1. Kane has 1-1, of course. So both players are even in upgrades, but slowly but surely we see Kane very much ahead in supplies. 69 to 19. Gumiho, I don't know what you're doing, Gumiho. I mean, you're not mining. Do you have a command center, Gumiho? You have 2 command centers. But I feel, honestly, like right in this point in the game, Kane basically has this game won. All he has to do is get the mutas. His Spire is about to complete. He has a good amount of gas. Can probably produce about 5, maybe even 6 Mutalisks very, very shortly. And try to go for the win. Maybe even more with a few Banelings. Bust his barracks wall and take out Gumiho. But so far, Gumiho still staying in the game with 21 supply to 81 supply of his opponent. Of course, he does have these 2 command centers that I mentioned earlier. We'll be able to land one of them. Drop some mules and get on his way to coming back in this game. But it's going to be very hard. Gumiho is very close to being eliminated in this game. I mean, the problem here is Kane's on 3 bases. Well, essentially 2 bases. His main base isn't really mining. Gumiho is just going to start mining his main base. Now we're going to see mutas on the map. Kane, up to 6 Mutalisks. How many Marines does Gumiho have? He has 11 Marines. That's not going to be enough. Kane's going to make his way towards the main base with a few of these Mutalisks. He's going to try to focus on these medevacs, of course. These Marines are going to drop with that Widow Mine, of course. That does pretty damn good against Mutalisks. But Kane, just make some Banelings, roll up in your opponent's base, kill these barracks, and you have this game won. 102 supply to 22. Kane is, I don't know. I mean, he can just go and win right now, I feel. But, you know, I guess he wants to be a little bit safe. Just to be 100% sure he's going to win this game. He's going to go for it. The Widow Mine actually blows up on a lot of these Zerglings. Gumiho, once again, not giving up. I guess never give up, never surrender here for Gumiho. That's kind of the mentality of most of the Koreans. But it's very close to being over here. 94 supply to 32. More Mutalisks in the production tab. I mean, he's getting Burrow. He's getting his missile attacks. He's continuing to get his upgrades. 2-2, actually, being started right now for Kane. But here comes the Mutalisks. They were 6. Now they're 9, making their way towards the main base of Gumiho. Oh, my God, Kane. I think he might have been on a move command here. Gumiho will be able to spot it. Gets a few kills here onto these Mutalisks. Even more Marines actually being dropped here. But there's the Ling's going to surround a lot of these Marines. These medevacs have so many Marines, and that's basically the bulk of Gumiho's army. This is all he has. He already used the Ignite Afterburners, and Kane's going to focus down these medevacs. And oh my God, Gumiho is going to lose this game, but it's just a matter of time when he decides to actually leave. He's just getting combat shield. He's still making 6 additional Marines in the production tab. Kane is still controlling the map. I mean, he doesn't even have to really get upgrades. Kind of just has to make Lings, Banelings, and Mutalisks and go kill Gumiho. Getting some gases, getting some more drones. Oh my god. This game is being drawn out way too long. Alright, Gumiho's getting another factory. I guess he's going to try to tech towards Metavacs, which is not really going to happen anytime soon. Kane with over 80 supply advantage right now in this game. 12 Mutalisks. How many Lings does he have? He has 37 Zerglings, 10 Banelings. Gumiho, unfortunately, very close to being eliminated. More Mutalisks in the production tab. I don't even know what to say right now, guys. Gumiho is just staying in this game. All he's making is Marines. Of course, they're not good against Lings and Banelings. And when you have Mutalisks for Kane, that just kind of makes it a little bit more in your favor. And Gumiho, I think he knows it's over. He's going to lift the barracks. He's going to send some Marines down here. 1-1. I think 2-2 is completed for Kane, actually almost completing here for missile attacks. And here we go. Kane's going to make his way towards the main base. Gumiho's going to split to the best of his abilities. Lings are going to surround these Marines. Baneling's going to get great hits onto these Marines as well. Mutalisks still remain as I stutter over my words. And there is a Korean, I guess it's a Korean way of saying GG. Yeah, so that's going to conclude the game. Kane, actually, really impressive in this game. Kind of a little bit of a base trade situation between both players. He made the right decision, didn't overextend, defended barely back home with just rallying some Lings behind his main and his natural mineral line. And a very well-played game by both players. A little bit sloppy, to be quite honest, from Gumiho and from Kane. But that's kind of what happens when you have huge maps like this in Heart of the Swarm. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Stay safe, good luck, and have fun.